The previous chapter of Judges ended in fire. Abimelech murdered his 70 brothers and burned the city of Shechem to the ground. He failed to save Israel, choosing instead to lord over it. Tola rises to lead a nation that needs a rescue from its own leadership. Tola is a man of Issachar, living in the terraced hills of Shamir. For 23 years he judges the people. He fights no foreign armies, there is no invading king, and the text records no battles. Leadership then moves east across the Jordan River to a prosperous elder named Jair. His 22 years of administration are measured in a simple rhythm: 30 sons riding 30 small gray donkeys through 30 unbothered stone villages. These 45 combined years of quiet were the actual rescue. They established a baseline of peace, and it is exactly this peace that the nation is about to shatter. The descent happens quickly. The biblical text stops to count the specific gods Israel now serves: the Baals, the Ashtaroth, and the gods of Aram, Sidon, Moab, Ammon, and the Philistines. 7 in total. The commentator known as the Malbim points out a crucial shift here. In previous eras, Israel maintained a divided heart. They kept God somewhere in the house, worshipping him alongside the local deities. This time, the nation completely abandoned the covenant. The text adds a line never said before: they forsook God and did not serve him at all. Nothing was left. Divine anger manifests through the landscape. The sky darkens, and a fierce wind rips through the dry oak scrub. Punishment arrives instantly. For 18 unbroken years, Philistine and Ammonite bands grind down the Israelite population living east of the Jordan River. The crisis escalates as Ammonite foot soldiers cross the shallow, reed-lined waters of the Jordan. They carry the war west, striking deep into the hill country of Judah, Benjamin, and Ephraim. Israel is physically pressed beyond bearing. The sheer weight of the occupation strips away their arrogance, forcing a desperate cry to the heaven they had completely ignored. They cry out for help, but the Malbim notes that their initial confession carries a hidden protest. They are trying to negotiate. They viewed serving the Baals as using a broker, a middleman for the land's fertility. In their minds, they hadn't truly abandoned their core faith. "We have sinned against you, but have we forsaken our God that we served at Baals?" God answers through a weathered prophet with a wooden staff. He recites a ledger of every rescue since Egypt: the Amorites, the Sidonians, the Amalekites. These wonders remain part of the current record. The prophet delivers the verdict. The nation's argument is false. Their abandonment was absolute, and the cycle of divine rescue is over. Go and cry to the gods you have chosen. Let them save you in your time of trouble. For the first time, heaven has said no. Israel answers again, and this time the negotiation is gone. They ask only that they fall into the divine hand and out of the hands of men. Proof follows the prayer. Armfuls of small clay, wood, and bronze household figures are carried out of their homes and thrown into the dry ravines. The people kneel in the dust of the Levantine hills. Their heads are bowed, and their hands are pressed firmly to their chests in surrender. This transition from spoken excuses to irreversible deeds marks the first true confession in the era of the Judges, and his soul could not bear the misery of Israel. The Malbim and the Rambam both read this carefully. God's will could no longer endure looking upon their suffering. Their physical repentance ensures the toll is cut short. The strategic situation shifts immediately. Ammonite armies draw back across the river, confining their camp to Gilead and ending the threat to the western tribes. In response, the Israelites gather and set up camp at Mizpah in the fading dusk. The men stand among the dark wool tents and low watchfires in silence. The princes of Gilead ask who will step up to lead the fight. No one answers. The man who will eventually answer is an outcast, driven from his father's house and living far away in the land of Tob. The quiet years are spent, and Israel has finally learned the cost of making a confession true.